Okay, here's where we're going to start our bike tour to the Jurassic Coast.
Illustrious Waterloo Station. You can see the size and scope of this place. It's one of my favorite train stations. And as always, easy to get anywhere in this country via train.
So let's jump on the train and let the adventure begin.
Okay, as you see, we have a bike storage area. My bike's already in here. So let's get that secured. The key here is you got to get in here before anyone else, which is the nice part about traveling in during the week. If there's too many bikes here, guess what? You don't get in with your bike. And welcome to Weymouth Station, where the journey will begin.
Hello, my fellow intrepid travelers. This is day 2, leaving from Weymouth, heading down to Seaton. Be about 30-35 miles.
And just to give you an idea of what the town looks like, we're on the beachfront. I stayed at the Carlton over there. These quintessential buildings along the main boulevard, and then right on the sea. Heading to France if you go that direction.
Okay, let's jump on the bike and get started. So I'm 7 miles out of Weymouth. I went into the countryside. I heard about a Norman fortification, which was previously a Roman fortification.
And there's not really anything to see except these incredible embankments that were at one point a part of the fort, keeping out the bad guys, and they go all the way around. You can see the big ditches they dug. Now, was it earthen barriers, or did they have them built as rock and walls? And then, of course, the ever present handsome English countryside full of farms. And over there you can see in the distance is Dorchester.
Bike touring is a metaphor for life in a concentrated fashion. You have these real high highs, glorious feelings of euphoria when you see a beautiful area, or maybe when you're coming close to the end of a ride. You also have significant downs where you're maybe in the rain, or just your legs are tired, or you get out of bed and you say to yourself, oh, what am I doing this for? And then the vast majority of time, just like life, you are just riding the bike down the street, down the path, contemplating what's going on in your life, thinking about the normal things you do during the course of a day. And that's what I love about it. And of course, like life itself, it's all under your own power. In the modern life, the challenge you face is so many things are done for you. But on the bike, you will do it all yourself, everything. But you keep going, you keep pushing, keep making the pedal strokes, and you get to where you're going. And like anything gained with effort, you have a great sense of satisfaction. There's a health benefit to it, just an overall sense of being connected with yourself, your body, your mind, and nature in general. Love it. Now this is nice. Wish this was the whole way. A smooth bike path along the sea. But it's not how it's going to be. But I'll enjoy it where I can. Back out onto the, I'll call the highway. It's a relatively main thoroughfare. The cars come zipping by. And you can see the situation, there's no shoulder. I mapped out as much as I can not to take these sections, but sometimes it's just not possible. That's why I got my little rear view mirror here. I can see the cars behind me, so I have to turn my head and not lose track of where I'm going in the front. But I must say, the drivers are all quite courteous and conscientious, going really far over. But now, I'm on this little country lane, and this is just so nice. Such a nice way to ride your bike. A British phone booth out in the middle of nowhere, the rolling farm hills of England.
Follow this way for 550 feet.
made my way down to the coast. It's a bit of a detour, going to involve quite a bit of climbing, but it's worth it. Check this out. Straight away is France and the English Channel. Look at this, so beautiful. The backdrop, the landscape is really beautiful. Look at this. Imagine living there, gosh. Quite isolated though. Here we go. Look at this. When I get to the spiritual world, there's gonna be trails like this. This is what I like to call living a dream. A rugged trail here along the coast. Loving it, loving it. This is the kind of stuff you gotta get off the bike and push. These little pebbles that sink in, it's like sucking the bike down into the gravel. Even walking it is tough. Hopefully we don't have to push too far in this stuff. Ugh. Welcome to the village of Burton Bradstock. So lovely. Now we're gonna look for some supplies, see if we can get something to eat. There's that little town I just came out of. Climbing up and over this miniature mountain. Got some steep stuff ahead. Okay, now we're talking. This is a view. My bike's down pretty close to where those cows are below, and I walked up here, and it was well worth it. Check this out. I was on some crazy highway, just a few inches with trucks and cars zipping by me one after another. So jumped off on a random road. I took the path less traveled, and it definitely made all the difference. Got some killer drone shots up here. I would have never seen this terrain and this route if I hadn't just jumped off the road and gone for it. I mean, we're not talking jungle expedition, but nevertheless, with biking, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And in this case, it worked out nicely. So here's where getting off the beaten path can cause a little bit of pain and suffering. I got off that road again. This time it's on a more of a mountain bike single track with quite a bit of pushing. But I'd still rather be in the woods, and I like this little bit of suffering. So our final destination for tonight is Lyme Regis. Check this out. This is the hotel I'll be staying at tonight. Talk about quintessential. Wow. Right down the street, got the sea, and the cliffs, and the fossils.